Hello, welcome here. If you want to know the state of my mind, here's a little insight. I just started filming this video for I only talked for about 5-10 minutes. And then it said my memory card was full. And I was like, bummer, I should have checked that beforehand. So I got up to delete stuff. I knew I had old footage on there I could delete. Deleted the footage I just filmed. So we're here in our new house, which is amazing. And I've got big updates to share with you and how life has gone. But I am very much like, wow, all over the place with my head. So if this video is rambly, I apologize in advance. I'm like dressed. I slapped up on some makeup, but I have like track pants and slippers on. So I'm very much doing a bit of a casual video today. And this is our term 3 update, but really it's more of a life update because we have not done a ton of school. So I will update you on the school situation, but it's mostly about our move. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. Okay, we're here. I'm filming in a completely different location to the last time I filmed. And we've moved house. I think the video that I shared where I announced us moving was, I think I filmed that like 3 weeks before we moved, I think, about that. So it's been about a month since then, and today marks a week since we moved, and I feel like I'm starting to feel like I'm home. It's taken me a little while to feel like that because this place is so very different, and yeah, I have so many things to share with you. So let's try and start at the beginning. I want to say, first of all, thank you. On my video where I shared the move, I was so nervous to post that. I honestly laid awake at night considering taking it down and editing it before I published it. I talked to my husband about it loads. I was just really nervous about how it would be received, and I didn't want it to come across as boastful. I was just nervous, and oh my word, you guys just blew me out of the water. You were just incredible. Your comments on that are so encouraging and sweet. I literally cried over comments. I have done that very rarely in my YouTube career so far, but the comments in there were just wholesome and beautiful and glorifying to the Lord, and I was just so surprised, I guess, because the internet gets such a bad rap for nasty comments being said. I was just kind of bracing myself for that. And honestly, there's just nothing. Like, you guys are just incredible on that video. So thank you for sharing your stories, for sharing how you were encouraged. That was all a big blessing to me. And honestly, it makes a difference because it makes me want to film more. It makes me want to share more. And that's good. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you because I honestly was overwhelmed by how lovely people were. Yeah, so let's try and start at the beginning. From where I left off, life has just been crazy, and I feel like we just haven't had any normal basically all year. So yeah, we haven't been doing school. I think I finished off school 2 weeks before we moved. I ended school by doing just group subjects, and we dropped all of our like language arts and math for the time being. And then we haven't done any school the last week, and we will pick it up again next week. I'm actually really looking forward to that and just having like a rhythm and routine to our days again. And to be able to like focus on schooling my kids and not have to pick up the phone every 5 minutes to talk to lawyers and all that kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward to that. And despite the disruptions, I actually feel like we've had a really strong school year to date. My kids are learning, we're having fun. I feel like we're enjoying all the curriculum we're using. So nothing really is changing going into the next term. We're going to continue using what we used last term. It's very disrupted. So technically we're halfway through our school year. And next term is going to be disrupted because my husband has a couple of weeks of annual leave coming up, which we're really excited for because he hasn't had time off for a very long time. And we've got a family holiday planned and stuff like that. So I don't know how that's going to look with our school. We'll be taking time off during that for sure. We won't be doing any school because we want to spend time together as a family. But I will figure out the routine later on. I'm just kind of like putting it in the too hard basket for now. And for those of you who just fly by the seat of your pants, you're probably like, it doesn't matter, like do whatever. But I'm a planner and I like a schedule. It keeps me accountable. So I struggle to deviate, but that's okay. We will make it work. So that is how school's going. Haven't started yet. We'll start soon. I need to like finish prepping for that. I don't have a lot to do, but I just need to make sure everything's in its right place. So yeah, the move was incredibly challenging. I keep getting messages from you guys like, yes, moving is brutal. It's so hard. And I was like, it's not going to be that bad. Like the buying and selling process was definitely the hardest part. The move is going to be, this is fine. This doesn't stress me out. And to be fair, I wasn't nearly as stressed out actually moving as I had been with all the other stuff because there wasn't the same emotional turmoil as there was with the other stuff. There was some, but it wasn't too bad. But it still was just physically exhausting, like packing all our stuff and just the logistics of everything was like a lot. And I do not understand how people do this like every 2 years. Like a lot of people I know like moved a lot. My parents moved a ton. I lived in like over 10 houses growing up. We moved a lot. And so I really respect all of you who do that all of the time. So, yeah, it was hard work. And thankfully, we were so blessed. We had so many helpers and people who just offered to help. It was fantastic. So that was a huge blessing. I had a really good friend of mine watch my kids on the day, which the day ended up being so much longer than we had anticipated. And she was just incredible. She fed my kids and looked after them, and my biggest struggles with moving were actually surrounding my kids and how settled or unsettled they were feeling. I was really nervous about that, and I just felt like I was uprooting them. I know it's silly to have like mom guilt over that stuff, but I did. And so it was such a blessing to have a friend who just stepped in, and my kids honestly have just been amazing. They haven't skipped a beat with this whole move. They've been really, really good. Since we've been here, there was definitely some they were unsettled before we moved, but now that we're here, like it's been fine. So yeah, the week before we moved was just insanity. There was just so much to do every day. And then the day that we moved, we did not get the keys to this house until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it was like, thank goodness the people who were moving into our house did not need to be there on that day because there was no way. My husband only finished up with the last load of things at like 9:30 that night, and we were both dead on our feet, like exhausted. Honestly, it's taken me this entire week to recover from moving. It's just been exhausting. And to be honest, the first night, all of our furniture downstairs was in the wrong place. The kids were sleeping on mattresses. My mom came over, she helped me, and my sister helped me clean the old house, and they helped me get the kids' bed set up and our bed set up. But the kids were just on mattresses that night. We didn't have time to set up their actual beds. I couldn't find the remote for the heat pump, and we didn't have anything to light the fire, so it was getting colder and colder. I finally found the heat pump remote, managed to get it on. But I was just so exhausted. Nothing was where it was supposed to be. I could barely get into the kitchen, and I was just like, what have we done? Like, this does not feel like home. I don't feel safe. I feel just so unsettled. Yeah, but the next morning, after a good night's sleep, I woke up. I mean, I was exhausted, but I felt much better mentally. And as the week has progressed, this place is just feeling more and more like home. And there have been moments like yesterday we've had unseasonably warm days. It's the middle of winter here, and felt like spring. And I went to our back porch and I ate my lunch and sat in the sun and watched my kids play and just listened to the birds singing. And I just wanted to weep because I was like, this is literally what I dreamed of. It is exactly what I dreamed of. And here I am living it, and it's every bit as wonderful as I had imagined it would be. So that was incredible. There's been lots of things about the house that I've discovered that I didn't notice, and good things. Like, yeah, there lots and lots of stuff. So we're getting there. I've unpacked the essentials. Everything needs to be organized. Like, I unpacked my kitchen, but I kind of just shoved everything into cupboards, and I need to go through and like organize stuff. The kids' rooms I really haven't dealt with yet, and I need to go in there. They've got their clothes and their toys, but everything's like, bah. But the one blessing is that the house is so big that I can't see all the mess all the time, and that's like a huge weight off my shoulders, because in the other house, we just lived in each other's pockets, and I would walk down to the bathroom or something and I could see all the bedrooms and all the mess, and it just like was hard. And so I'm really, really grateful that to have the space. I'm so excited to host homeschool get-togethers here and family get-togethers, and I'm just like, it's amazing. So right now I'm a little overwhelmed with how much organizing and stuff there is to do, because I'm like, I feel overwhelmed this week and we haven't started school yet, but I'm also like, it doesn't have to all be done at once, which I struggle with because I am not a very patient person, like at all. And so I get frustrated when I have to wait for things. And I'm overwhelmed with creative ideas because there's just so much that we can do to this house, and I'm so excited to get stuck in. I've been at thrift stores and like op shops here in New Zealand a lot the last month. I found some really great pieces of furniture. I've got one that I'm going to go pick up tomorrow. I'm so excited about. It's this beautiful dresser, and I've been on the hunt for one for like 2 months, and I just couldn't find anything. And then I walked into the store yesterday, and I'm like, that's it, that's the one, and it's in beautiful condition. I'm so excited about it. So I'm not 100% sure where it's going yet. I have a few ideas. But yeah, and I have to say, you'll notice I am not filming in my studio. You guys know that was one of like the major things about this house that I wasn't expecting, and it's amazing. I'm not filming in there because it is completely unfurnished. I have no furniture for it right now, and it is a big space with pitched ceilings, and so it's very echoey. So I need to slowly curate that space. I'm really excited about it. It's just like so many creative ideas and things that probably my husband would not let fly in the house I could do out there. You know, like if I want to paint the door pink, I can paint it pink. I don't know that I'll do that. But yeah, there's just like, I've got lots of ideas for that space. I'm really excited for it. And it's really big. I'm definitely going to be using it for more than just filming, because I don't need like a massive, it's bigger than my old master bedroom. I don't need a space that big just to sit down and look at a camera. But absolutely setting up places to do more flip-through videos, storage for books and curriculum. I really think it's going to be a great space for a craft space for us. I can teach my kids to sew and like that kind of thing, and leave the mess in there and not have to clean up every time. It really is a dream, and I feel beyond blessed to have it. So, yeah, it's amazing. I've started in my garden, like weeding the veggie garden, and I need to like compost that and add some good things because the soil needs a little bit of love. So many ideas. It's like this blank slate, and I can kind of do what I want with it, and I just have to like pace myself and prioritize. So yeah, that's how we're going. I'm going to take my camera and do a little tour of my studio space. Okay guys, here we are going up the stairs to my studio. This is a landing space. It's probably just going to be storage area, but in here is my new workspace. Studio, can you hear how echoey it is? Which is why I didn't film in here. Let me show you. So, it's pretty big. It makes it look smaller because of these little columns in here, but honestly, it's a very spacious place. You can see down there into our yard. My kids are doing something down there, playing with something. Our chickens are down there. So yeah, this is going to be the new filming space. I have not a lot of, I haven't really thought too much about how to set it up yet. There's good natural light, which is fantastic. But like I say, like they had a queen size bed in here and a chair. So there's like loads. I need to get another rug. I want to layer underneath this one. Repaint all in here. I have this idea of putting bookshelves all along the lower half of the room. How cool would that be? Like a desk or table and a chair. So many ideas. And obviously these lights need to be changed out because red is just not really my color. So let me stand back here and give you another view. And look at that door. I have plans for that door. I want to add molding to it and repaint it and put like thicker trim around it and make it look kind of magical. So yeah, this is the new space, and I'm so excited. I have had a lot of requests for home tours, like please let us see, and I totally get that because I'm the same. I will absolutely show you some rooms and stuff. I'm not going to be doing a full house tour. The bigger my channel has gotten, and also the older my kids have gotten, it just, like, I don't know, it gives me the creeps. The idea that someone has, like, a full walkthrough of my home and the layout of it. So I won't be doing, like, a walkthrough, but I will definitely show you rooms. I'll definitely do a homeschool space tour. That room has already turned out, like, way better than I was expecting. I'm so excited. Love that space downstairs. And it still needs some furnishing. There's definitely stuff I want to do to it decor-wise, so I'll show you all that kind of stuff in a homeschool space tour. I might do one. I might go film it, and then, like, so we can see the evolution of it over time. Would be really cool. But yeah, I will show you my studio space. It's very cool. I'm very excited to make that my own and add all the bits and pieces that I love out there. And yeah, there's so much. Our bedroom here is ginormous. The first night we woke up the next morning and my husband's like, I feel like I'm sleeping in the lounge. Like, it's so big because it's got higher than average ceilings. Like, it's just, yeah, very large. The first night I had my middle daughter stick with my youngest daughter. I'm like, do not leave her side. She's going to get lost and then she's going to freak out because the kids only got here after dark, and I was just, like, so nervous that she was going to get lost in the house and then just melt down. So, yeah, it's crazy. The one thing that has been really cool is having a fireplace again. I've loved it, and that's been so cozy at night. Downstairs we have, like, a rumpus room. It's our TV room. It's where the TV is, and that's where the fireplace is. And I have tons of ideas for that as well. I'm excited. Like, I can already see in my head how I want it to be. It's just going to take time and money, of course. And so it'll happen slowly. This house is hopefully going to be a very long-term house. And so I'm not going to be, like, walking in and renovating the whole place because, first of all, we don't have the money for that. But also I want to live in it and just see how we use it and have it reflect our lifestyle and things like that. So we're here. We made it. I'm sure there's a million details I've left out, but honestly, I'm just so grateful for where we are, and I'm excited to show you guys all the things that God's given us, and it's just so cool. Like, there's just so many neat things about this place, and it's just like childhood dreams. Literal childhood dreams have come true. Like, I was going through mementos, like old things from my childhood, and I found a sketchbook full of I used to draw all the time when I was a kid. And it was really funny because you could see, like, the phases of things that I went through. But one of the things was, like, did, like, house plans, and it was so funny. It was, like, very similar house plans to this house. It was a double-storied house, and I had a lot more bedrooms, though, I think, and I had a whole dance studio because I did Irish dancing when I was a kid. I was obsessed, and that was funny. So, yeah, it's just funny how things have worked out, and the house is quirky because upstairs is all, like, attic and, like, pitch ceilings and stuff, and so the room spaces are different, and I have to really, like, think about the furniture we're going to have and where it's going to go, and that kind of thing. And definitely there are rooms that are pretty sparsely furnished at the moment, and that's a blessing because I can just take my time and find pieces that are going to fit. I really want to invest in solid, good quality pieces, and to me that comes from doing a lot of, like, thrift stores and Facebook Marketplace to find secondhand furniture that is made from solid wood and not, like, the cheap flat pack stuff that is very readily available, and it's not necessarily cheap. It's expensive, but the quality is just so poor. So, yeah, over time, I hope to, furnish the home so that it works well for us. And, yeah, so excited to get started. My husband has made me promise not to paint anything until the springtime, though, because he's like, it's not going to cure properly in the winter temperatures, and just, like, lay off. And I was looking back at our old house. I had no idea. So I was 20 weeks pregnant. I was like, I was 20 weeks pregnant or 21 weeks pregnant when we moved into our other home with my second daughter. And I went berserk. I was in, like, full out nesting mode. And I knew that we had like done up the place quite quickly, but I did not realize how quickly. So within a month, I had like fully renovated 2 bedrooms and the entire living space at 20 weeks pregnant. And I did the bulk of that on my own, barring the living space. My husband helped with that. But like, I'm talking stripping wallpaper, plastering the walls, repainting, all of that in like under a month. It was insane. So it won't be like that here because I don't have the same kind of time as I did back then. I only had a toddler and I was pregnant, and so I had more time and nap time. Now I have very active kids who ask questions all the time. But also I have a husband who's just like, pace yourself. I don't want you to burn out, which is absolutely fair enough. I do have pieces of furniture I'm probably going to try and restore a little bit. Just little projects like side tables, and I got a hall table from the secondhand store for $25 this week. I'm so pleased about that. It needs a little bit of reinforcing of the legs and just needs to be sanded back and that kind of thing. So I'll probably work on that stuff until I get the go-ahead to get the paintbrushes out, because we moved it and everything's like pretty neutral, but I'm just obviously very picky with my color choices because I was like, it's great, we can move in, nothing needs doing. And every time I go into a room, I'm like, I need to repaint this. Like, I don't like this color. It needs to change. So, yeah, that's just who I am. I want to change all the window treatments and like all the things, and it will come in time. I just need to pace myself. I think the first room we're actually going to like properly renovate is our ensuite, which is incredible to have an ensuite, but it is in original condition pretty much. Except the shower. They did update the shower, but I think the shower is still pretty old, and they've got like the shower head is literally like this big. It's tragic, and it's on low water pressure at the moment. So we're working on getting that upgraded, but yeah, the shower head's pretty sad. So we'll work on upgrading the ensuite, definitely on a budget. I'll still be working my best to make sure it's not too expensive, and I'll be doing pretty much most of the work, and my husband obviously will be doing most of the work on our own, whatever we can, to keep it budget friendly. And also I just get such immense satisfaction out of doing those kinds of things. It's a great creative outlet for me. Yeah, so sorry, I'm just rambling and chatting to you like you've asked me how our move went, and over a cup of tea. Yeah, so I'm going to go now, I think, and film the studio, and then I might also film a homeschool space tour so you guys can see what it is like right now, and then you'll see what it's like in the future. So if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe. You can join my email list. I didn't email out this last week because of the move, but I try and email once a week, just with life updates and things like that. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
The world had more of your smile. What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no war.